Hospital for further tests. The Liverpool point of view now on the slot with Pat.
Well, Arne, you're usually able to walk into these interviews and provide a very calm analysis. Is that a bit more difficult to do this evening?
No, not at all. It's 15, 20 minutes, half an hour after the game, so it's not so difficult to be calm. The moment it happens, it's more difficult to stay calm. Yeah, afterwards you have to accept the decision, and that's what we have to do.
Yeah, okay. I mean, obvious question, I suppose. What do you make of the decision not to give a second yellow to Lucas Bergvall?
I think everyone who stands in front of camera will tell you that it had a big influence on the game. It didn't feel to me as if we were ever going to lose here. You never know, in the moment things can change. This is what we saw. So it was the decision he made had a lot of impact, of course, on the result tonight. And yeah, there's nothing else I can say about it. It is. I think everybody would tell you this.
Yeah, there are loads of consequences that kind of ripple out from it. One of them being, Tsimikas is then not on the pitch to help you defend the goal.
Yeah. That is in general a rule I definitely don't like, not only about today, but it happened during this whole season, that if a player is injured or gets a hard tackle, it's not always necessary to give a yellow. Maybe this time he did, but not always necessary to give a yellow. But if a player then gets treatment, then he always has to go out for 30 and sometimes 45 seconds. I don't really understand why this is always necessary, but okay, it's a rule, so accept it. Yeah, then conceding it and even the player scoring it, that maybe should have had his second yellow card, is not only for us not ideal, but I think, but of course I don't know, I think maybe even the referee was like, is this really happening? Is he scoring now that goal? But he couldn't change it, and he didn't have to speak to the whole stadium why he made the decision, because it wasn't a VAR decision.
Have you spoken to him now in the tunnel?
No, the fourth official told me that why he thought it wasn't a second yellow, and of course he heard that probably from the referee. Then when we came inside, Robbo was asking the referee, and yeah, what we can say about it is that he said he didn't stop the counter-attack. Now, every manager would prefer, of course, a second yellow compared to a counter-attack that goes on without one player and that still has to go 80 yards maybe. And then the second thing is, if you stop a counter-attack with a reckless challenge, then he could still give his yellow, but he didn't see it as a reckless challenge. And probably that's the second thing we can debate about. So yeah, it is what it is. The positive thing for us is that we hate to lose. I hate to lose. But the good thing is, if you ever have to lose, it's better to lose when there's still a second leg to be played.
Why was it such a different game to the league match here 2.5 weeks ago?
I'm not so sure if it was such a different game than it was back then. The biggest difference is that we saw 9 goals back then and we only saw 1 today. But I think it was, again, a game where both teams wanted to press the other team high. Again, it was a team where both teams wanted to bring the ball out from the back. And chances, but not as many as the last time. But for me, I like this performance from us a bit more than the one on Sunday. But it's also a completely different game, facing a team that wants to play the ball out from the back, facing a team that plays with 4 attackers instead of 2, facing a team that presses high instead of a low block. So, yeah, that's also completely different than last Sunday.
In possession, would you say tonight, not quite at your best, or is that down to what you've just outlined with the way Tottenham press, the number of attackers they have?
Sometimes if you play with more attackers, that doesn't help you, not always in the way you press and in defense, so that's probably not the excuse, but we always knew that they would come up with a reaction after the 6-3. We always knew how important this is, not only for the players but also for the fans over here, so we could expect maybe something else, but I do agree with you. We probably played one of our best, maybe the best game against Tottenham 2 weeks ago, and we're hoping to reach this level every single time, but that's not going to be easy. That's also not going to happen in the upcoming 20, 30 games we're going to play. This, for me, was definitely good enough to go away here with a result. I think we maybe even deserved, as a minimum, we deserved to have a result, and maybe even with 1 point I would have been a bit disappointed. But to go away with a loss is definitely not what we deserve today.
But it does set you up for the second leg at Anfield. all to play for.
It's clear what we have to do, but yeah, everybody knows about the injuries of Tottenham, and the window is still open, so they can come up maybe with even a stronger team at Anfield. The good thing for us is then we are there with 60,000 people, but yeah, far from ideal starting position when we play the second leg. But the good thing is we have a second leg to play for.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Arne. Take care.
I mean, it is set up brilliantly, isn't it?
What's up, guys? I'm back here with another video. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.